hard product, face with hard luck. Face with hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck.
Let's stop fucking around.
Okay. And coming aboard.
Oh, shit.
Back again. It's been months. When you get dark.
Zero dark.
Zero dark.
You never know what to expect.
And Danny from the Soul Assassin. Yeah.
Only wear turtlenecks and bump.
Dark Zero Danny. What's up, Danny? Yes.
What up?
Yeah.
What's up, Danny?
Nothing. Just pulling up on my family.
Motherfucking right. Hey, right. Motherfucking dude, Danny. Since, you were heading, and I don't know if everybody knows, along with being motherfucking G.I. Joe and about that, a fucking super dad and a million other things this motherfucker does, he's an incredible fucking photographer. And great videographer, great eye. And he took off in between. When we last talked to him, he was really starting to kind of like engage, and then we just lost sight of Danny in person. But all of a sudden, we started seeing him emerge through on the digital world, websites, social medias, and you start seeing what this dude started opening up a fucking can of fucking badass shit.
Wait a second. What did he emerge with? Like, what is it?
Fucking that whole moto, inner city moto. Meek Mill, I don't even know what you call it. They're riding with all the motorbikes and the quads and everything.
Yeah, all the bike
man
life.
Fucking dropped in deep into that world. He'll tell you, he's been bouncing from fucking Florida to fucking Philly to fucking SF to New York. All the cities, dude. Like, in it with these cats. Representing Soul Assassin, Cookies, and fucking capturing all this. Videos and photography, correct?
Yeah, all that.
How did you come up on that?
Actually, right after I did this, I had went to Florida with some friends, and they introduced me to it. Because I just didn't want to be in the same lane as everybody else in our crew and everything. So, I wanted to do my own thing.
Yeah.
And kind of branch off. And even though it wasn't like part of our normal get down, you know what I mean? I seen something that was gonna be bigger than people seen over here.
How did it start out? Like, when did you first, like, in your mind, did somebody come up and say, bro, you gotta check this shit out?
No, one of my friends at the time, she told me to come check this out, and I thought it was dope because I'm into extreme shit.
Right.
So I've rode bikes before. I did all that. I almost killed myself on a bike. So I was like, this is right up my alley. Let's go check it out. And then went out there, and it was a wrap after that.
When you go out to check, are you talking about Florida?
Yeah, in Florida.
Okay. So when you go out to check something out, what gear do you bring with? Are you bringing any gear, or is it just you?
No, I went out there. I had my camera and everything. But I just went out there not knowing, and it's different. Like, shooting action stuff is way different than, I'm going to shoot this broad that's half naked, like, standing still. This is like, you have a moment to catch it, and then it's gone. You can't replicate that scenario again.
Shoot it over again, none of that shit.
This is in traffic, live shit, not like, let's set up a whole thing.
And let's not forget the fact, it's fucking at high speeds, dangerous oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
On top of all that.
Right. So then let's look at it. So it's kind of like, maybe it's a little bit like trying to capture nature. There's no redo. It's whatever's happening right in front of you, like hunts, kills, all that stuff.
Everything. Falls, people wrecking, everything. I got all that kind of shit. Cops chasing us, like every single thing that you could imagine. I've had it on camera.
And how immersed is hip-hop into that movement?
Oh, yeah. You'll see in every music videos nowadays, it's huge. You'll see in music videos, there's people on dirt bikes, or these rappers that want to get dirt bikes and start doing shit.
Well, wait a second. Now, is it dirt bikes or is it rice rockets?
No. We're talking dirt bikes.
Solely moto.
Quads,
motocross.
Dirt bikes and four-wheelers, like quads.
How is let me ask you this. How is a hip-hop dirt bike, would it be different or tricked out in a different way than a regular dirt bike, or is it?
No, it's not even about the dirt bike being tricked out or nothing like that. It's about just your style, your riding, the vibe you bring. Like, everybody on a bike is literally on a bike to get away from shit that's going on in their life. You know what I mean?
So help me out a second here, all right, Danny? Because I'm in the world from the fashion standpoint or from the apparel standpoint, the industry and all our stuff. But so let's just say it was about 2011, maybe 2012, and I'm running, sales marketing over at Young and Reckless.
Right.
And we engage Meek. And we think at that point in time that it's a good idea. We're just kind of being turned on to this whole moto thing around 2012, but it's coming to us through Meek Mill. We know that it's in some other places, but there isn't a big face behind it like Meek was, right? So we were like, some of our guys were out there checking shit out, and then they came out here and brought their bikes. Meek comes from Philly to LA, and they have all their bikes fucking trucked over, right? Yeah. Motorcycles, 250s, quads. And I throw out the idea to Drama and D, hey man, because we're going to do a shoot with him for Young and Reckless. I go, why don't we have a Stevan do the photo shoot and the video? Let's do it all. So we got a Stevan and we went out to the fucking dunes and we filmed this thing, and I was blown away in real life what that shit was. When they mobbed out, and they had about 20 guys and 20 bikes. I mean, quad bikes, everything. And they were in LA. And this shit was powerful, man. It was dope, man, to see it, man. Esteban got dope shit. And that's kind of how I got introduced. And that's what started introducing me to looking further into it and seeing really how this movement was spreading, bro. And very deep in like the Northeast and some of the Southeast and some particular areas, and how engaged or how enmeshed hip hop was with all this, man. The hood and like all that, it comes from that.
Yeah, we graduated from bicycles, Now the hood said, fuck it, we're gonna get on real bikes. Like, that's the bike now. Like, we don't ride around on bicycles no more. We're 21.
Right. The smallest thing they're riding, or those little fucking mini bikes, right? The mini bikes. Because I seen crews of them that got them going 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, yesterday I rode kids in downtown LA.
Me and Mike been talking about doing something with cookies with them.
I rode from downtown yesterday all the way to Venice and fucking through Sunset, Melrose, everything. And there was a mini bike that was rocking with us the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
How fast is it going?
Oh, we slowed down. We don't go fast because we're on quads, so we're just wheeling and we're going taking our time. We're not trying to speed wheelie and
the
do all
mini
that
bike
shit.
hung the whole time.
Yeah, he was chilling. We'd have to stop a bunch just because it's gas.
Right.
But after a while, he was like, "I'm gonna head back." We're like, "Yeah, cool. We're done babysitting right now."
Yeah.
But yeah, they're outside. Everybody's outside. And that's funny that you said the thing about Meek, because one of my really good friends in this shit, he's a Clutch, the bike star. He's from New York, right?
Okay.
So me and him got super close. That's my boy.
His name's Clutch?
Yeah, Clutch.
And he's from New York.
Yeah,
okay.
So there's cliques within all of this shit. So
Right. That's what I heard.
Yeah, so he's a bike star. So like they're their own clique. Like, so they got people all across America that they think that
rep there.
Yeah, rep them, that
like
put them
kind of
on,
like how
put
Rough
them on a hood.
Riders was for a minute, right?
It's like a hood. Like,
right.
They put them on, now they're whatever their name is, bike star.
Like Car Club.
Yeah, exactly. So name plus bike star. So he's my boy. So he's like, come out to New York, come out with me. Boom. He's like, all right, we're going to go do some shit. We're going to ride. Pop up, fly to New York, hop in the car. He's like, got all kinds of weed for me. He's like, here, what do you want? Whatever flavor you want. Right? Go to the mechanic.
He's got fentanyl, Xanax. What the fuck you want?
Nah, hell no. Not nothing like that. So then we go, he's like, we're going to go to the mechanic and leave your bag over there. I was like, all right, cool. Boom. We leave my bag, don't even go to the house, hop on bikes, and head to Times
real gorilla
Square.
shit, huh?
Yeah.
You didn't fucking show up and like, where are we going?
I didn't even sit down. I got hopped right on the bike and we rode all the way to Times Square, met up with Meek Mill, Jim Jones and all them, and rode through Times Square and all that shit with Meek Mill.
Really, dog?
Oh, that's crazy.
Within like hours of getting
shit, dude.
off
Look
of
at
the
that
fucking,
shit. That's badass, man.
Within getting off of the fucking bike, off the plane, I was on a bike with Meek Mill. I was like, this shit is crazy.
Meek's a fool, huh?
dope.
Going through Times Square, like when you're going through Times Square like that, you're just like in awe, like, and everybody's there at Times Square to look at Times Square, but they're all looking at you, and you're just like,
That's crazy.
it's like the biggest
bro.
stage that you know what I mean?
Look at that shit, bro. It's crazy. I think it's dope, bro.
Yeah.
Do you have a setup for a camera on your bike so that you can?
My body.
So you got like a what?
Bro,
A GoPro?
I'm like.
I'm wondering
no,
the whole
fuck
time.
no.
Wait,
I'm
why
like-
you asked that? I've been wondering this whole
Right, how
time.
they get-
What the fuck are you doing? Like, are you
Right.
doing this shit
Bro,
on one hand?
What are
that's
you
why,
doing?
like, even my boy, one of our boys the other day, we had a huge ride out. We threw a huge ride out here for MLK and had like hella bikes, probably 1,000 bikes out here riding with us, right? From across the nation, like they came.
Yeah.
Right? So we're riding out there and we get off the bike and he's like, bro, how the fuck do you do that? Because I literally, a camera's set up for you to shoot with your right hand, right?
Yeah.
But the throttle's on the right hand.
Yeah.
So I'm on a quad too. So I wheelie, I do everything too. So I'll fucking be riding, have my camera strapped around my neck,
Yeah.
get in position, put my left hand across my body to grab that, and the whole time I'm downshifting with my left foot, just engaging with the, you know what I mean?
The gears.
But
Yep.
without a clutch.
Right.
And then I'm still leaning over, laying down, like shooting pictures and doing all that shit at the same exact time.
That's badass.
That's
crazy.
fucking
gnarly.
badass.
So my boy's like, bro, how the fuck do you... Usually people will be like, all right, we'll get a quad, I drive, and you'll be on the back and you just shoot.
Right.
But I do it all by myself because, bro, I got tired of fucking... I don't want to be a man on another man's back like that.
Right.
Like,
And when
I
they're
don't
gonna
give
make a
fuck how
quad where the
cool
gear's
we
on the
are.
left side for you?
You know what I mean?
That
Like,
way you
could.
can
you could alter
I
shit.
like
Jerry rig
convert
it.
it, yeah.
Hell yeah.
But
But do you think it changes the quality of your shots that you're engaged in the actual activity itself?
I probably miss some, but I make so many more that I don't
you
give a
miss
fuck.
a lot, but you
Can't
might
nobody
get
tell
something
me
nobody
shit.
can.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me shit. Ain't nobody shooting and doing that shit like I am. Doing the passenger work that I'm doing, like, I don't give a fuck.
Right. That's like some Werner Herzog shit, man. That's like those are the type of documentarians that like get into the actual fucking thing, and they're shooting it, directing it, you know, doing it, and all that
Yeah.
other shit.
Like yesterday, I rode. I didn't take my camera, not nothing. Even my boys are like, man, Wes don't even want to fucking take pictures no more. He's just enjoying himself so much. And sometimes it's like that. I'm not always out there just to take pictures. I want to go out there
It's
and
part of your lifestyle,
relieve
too.
myself too. It just so happens that's what I do.
But that's part of your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So you're working in, but you want to be able to put up the work shit
Yeah,
and engage
exactly.
in your people and your shit.
Yeah.
Hey, so when you go out to Florida and you're kind of sort of being introduced to this, and is that the time that you got hooked up with whoever?
Oh
or?
yeah. That was the time when I clocked in with started seeing this shit and building these relationships.
Yeah.
And then once I got back over here, and it's weird though, because over there you see, if I go over there right now, they're at the very beginning of their lowrider community really taking off now.
Okay.
And we're at the very beginning of our bike life stuff taking off. So it's
Right.
like I seen the exchange of culture starting to grow on both sides right now.
That's interesting. You know, I'll say because I've ridden quads all my life, right? But I was like on a reservation, or I was out in the sticks, so I wasn't like doing anything in the city with it necessarily. And actually, dirt bikes and quads at that time when I was coming up was kind of like a redneck thing, kind of, right?
Yeah.
And Florida obviously is kind of famous for its rednecks. But the issue is I'm seeing other cultures grab that and put it in other kind of environments and seeing what it can do in other environments. Do you think that the influence came from the Southeast and it's pushing this dynamic?
Nah, it came from the East, like Philly and all that shit. We're making them from. That's like the.
Is that
that's
where it
the-
came from?
That's like the motherland of where this shit like started, and then it just grew from there. Because they don't even like. To be honest, the East Coast don't even pay attention to us like that on the West Coast on this bike life shit yet, quite.
Yeah.
Because we're so young. Even though we got people out here that can put up with a lot of them, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But we're just so young. There's like so many dynamics behind things that we're not even up to date on. Like people that are beefing because of this and that. But that whole bike life shit is like a whole community of stuff like that we're we're not even in tune yet with out here.
Right.
And I know because of the relationships that I have out east. You know what I mean? That's the only reason I know a bunch of shit about what the culture is and why people don't fuck with certain people and what the real dynamic behind most of the relationships.
Does everything have to have some kind of politics attached to it?
Always. 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 That's just how human nature.
And I think everybody too, man, like there's a piece of everybody wants to be a part of. Everybody wants to, once there's a few people want to create a community of something cool. And once that community starts to gain, other people see it and they want to be a part of that. They want to join something. And it goes for everything. I think it goes for that. Certainly car clubs, motorcycle gangs, motorcycle clubs, like all these click-offs, neighborhoods. So this, when you have that, then you have a group of people with a common goal, and that's where you're going to have all the politics that go on in between.
You know what? I agree with that. In obviously every nation, every subculture, all that stuff.
How's it represented? What does it mean? Who are, all that shit.
And Danny makes a good point. Wherever the humans are, there's going to be some politics. But I am also thinking that while you're right, like there is a common goal, there's like a point at which in any culture where the common goal gets overridden by the goals of politics, and you start losing the focus.
Integrity of
yeah.
Right. The pureness of what it was.
I think that's why, like, I've got to see that shit. So, like, that's why I focus on the different shit with the guys that I fuck with out here.
Right.
Like, I get companies that I work with, like the Bang shit, or like Cookies, or the Litco, or like Soul Assassin. I'll get these companies to fork out some bread, and then we went and handed out whole ass turkey dinners to families this last Thanksgiving with some of the guys. Another time we went out there and fed the homeless with all the guys from bikes. Like, we all went out there, went to Skid Row. The other homie that I have, Lane, he has no legs. He rides with us. He has prosthetics on a 4-wheeler. He went out there. He cooked for all the homeless people. And we got together and gave out food. Like,
guy with no legs is over there cooking for a bunch of homeless people. I like the sound of that.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Is there an aspect of it that, because, I mean, there's a certain kind of spirit that goes with riding a bike and being in the outdoors and feeling the fucking power and feeling the wind in your face and all that shit. At least that's how I feel when I ride bikes, right? Like, there's an aspect of it where you feel real free. Is any of that... Because, does any of that seem like it is healing in a way?
Yeah, of course. That's why everybody's out there. They're trying to escape, heal, get a moment away from everybody for freedom.
All right. I hear that about car clubs. I hear that about all sorts of these social
surfing, skateboarding,
whatever. But if they're in a group, it's a chance for them to break away from their normal life. And almost be a kid or be what, you know what I'm saying? Like it's an escape of some sort.
Bro, especially our group that our packs that ride together, we have packs. Our whole pack is a bunch of people that shouldn't even be in the same room hanging out, chilling together.
Right, a guy works at UPS.
Hell no. We got Bloods, Crips, Essays, you know what I mean? You got everybody, Paisas, you got every single crew there that don't fuck with each other on the regular, like, you know what I mean? But
then do you have a UPS driver in there too somewhere?
Probably.
I'm sure there's a few, right?
I'll guarantee you.
Because I was thinking maybe the UPS and the FedEx guy get down. Parking lot.
He's on the fade.
No, but so through this, that's almost like this neutral thing where all of them it's a brotherhood amongst brotherhoods.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So it even the people that are there, that, you know what I mean, they want to get away from that shit every once in a while. You know what I mean?
That's bigger than their differences. Everybody subscribes to that.
Yeah, because they're there for that. There's an understanding amongst them because they know that they're there for that one same reason. They're there because they understand that person's there for the same reason that they're there. That feeling of getting away from all that bullshit that they're dealing with. You know what I mean?
Exhilaration, adrenaline,
like having fun, enjoying your shit. Like, everybody's there initially to have fun, and then sometimes that shit gets lost into competition and this and that because everybody wants to be seen, heard. That's why they're there. You know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's my perspective, at least.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
I can't speak for everybody, but from what I see and what I see in the community, that's what I see.
So you feel like, or Philly was really the ones that really took this shit and really started making this happen?
This is the East Coast. I'll give it that. I don't want to say specifically because I know somebody will listen and be like, nah, my grandma started that shit.
What makes, because if you think about it, you would almost want to say, how did that not come out of the West Coast? We have so much more access to this stuff. There's way more. That makes way more sense on the West Coast than it does the East Coast.
Well, this is why I was thinking maybe it was like a country thing.
Right, or a country thing.
Right, or the West, because the open spaces that you got. Like before, there was no like club.
But maybe
like,
that never made it special.
I don't know. But at Blue Mountain, where my cabin is, right, my whole entire life, I've ridden quads and dirt bikes up and down that shit, and most of the roads are logging trails, so there's no like pavement or whatever, and you're doing shit and fucking around, but you're having that same experience of being free. No one's watching you. You want to go fast, you go fast. You want to go slow, you want to try something, you can. Blah 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 blah. So I was thinking like maybe, and that's why I said redneck, but I was meaning country. And there's a lot of African American rednecks. They're from the country, and they might be doing the same shit or hunting. I've hunted on quads before, so that's why I was thinking that. But if it started in Philly, this thing, East Coast, inner city East Coast, then that's that. But I've read a lot of books about people who on the East, there's a lot of interchange between family members, that some are living in the city and some are living in the country, and they're related and they visit each other in the summers. And so there may be some influence that gets picked up that way. I've also seen situations where dudes that got gaffled up in the north, they move down to the south to their cousins to just let shit, whatever, cool out. And then they might get exposed to some country living that's actually something they might enjoy.
Yeah.
So where would Meek Mill, do you think Meek Mill was able to kind of center in on this, or how did he?
It's around him. It's that whole area is just engulfed in that.
And it was
culture.
probably engulfed in it, and there's probably was a couple there, but he was the guy that was hot and chose to take that with him.
Right, and he got into
part
it.
Of his.
He got into it as a kid too.
Right.
There's videos of him doing it super young, and the guy went to fucking jail for it, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's also why.
But he used that. He brought that with him to his music, and he was hot, and he stayed on it. Like it was around, but there wasn't a face to it. Is what I'm saying. Meek Mill was what I tie and associate the face of it, and it probably needed that to get it out there. Because, and I'm sure that was responsible. That was fucking 2011, 12 I'm talking about.
Right.
In over that time, this thing's done nothing but grow like cancer.
Sure. I mean, I also think that like in certain level of economic situations that we're in right now.
Would loan itself to that, right?
Absolutely. Cheaper gas, fucking blah, 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 right?
Bro, I could ride my bike all day on like $8. You know what I mean? Like why I could be distracted and have fun all day for $8.
Right.
Why? What are you gonna do for me for $8? That's gonna make me have that much fun.
You be distracted, and meanwhile, motherfucking Miss Kim fucking leaving her work will run your ass over because you're not paying attention.
Yeah. So what's up with the falls, man? You said you caught some of that footage. I mean, do these guys fall a lot? I mean,
really? Yeah, everybody falls. Especially they're all trying to push it. Like, there's a whole culture in it about like who could do the best tricks, this and that. Like, or like people that put passengers on the bikes and do stuff with them. Like, there's different like brackets within them. So it's just when they push it, it's inevitable. That's and crazy, I see them fall all the time too. That shit, sometimes it would be really bad, sometimes it ain't too bad, but
any hospital trips? Like
all the time. Yeah. All the time.
Road rash?
Yeah. Road rash is normal.
I mean, those bikes aren't light.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Hey, my sister, she's pregnant. She's about to deliver a little fucking baby. My nephew in March. Her husband TD, Tyler Daniels, if he's listening to this. You know, I'm talking about you little fucker.
It's country, right?
Yeah, out of Oklahoma. You can't get much more like fucking country crock than that.
Sure.
Anyway, he's a good guy. He's good to my sister. At her baby shower, which was in Arizona, he got on a quad. And where we're at up in Scottsdale, there's a bunch of like just desert behind the houses with washers and everything. And this jamoke gets on a fucking quad and he's riding around going as fast. I don't know, by himself. He hit barbed wire.
Oh, shit.
Right? Wrapped around the tire, flew. The thing landed on top of him, right? A quad landed on top of him in the fucking thing. So my sister, who's like, 6 months pregnant, gets a call from TD. He's like, I need you to come here. She rescued him. The pregnant mom went to rescue the husband. And she got him. And he was on the ground with a huge cut right below his eye. He had to get stitches. Broke 3 ribs, right? And was laid up, and his ribs still ain't right, and he's got a permanent scar. And my sister was like, he's got a scar. I'm like, you're a girl. I know from your perspective, a scar in the face is the worst thing, but he's going to be able to lie about that scar later and look like a tough motherfucker and blah, 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 right? Which do you prefer? Do you prefer a quad, or do you prefer dirt bike, or you don't compare the two?
I prefer a quad because I'm shooting pictures.
Right.
It's easier for me to manage all that shit. On a dirt bike, it's going to be 10 times harder to do all that shit, Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, fuck it. Quad's my way to go. And it's less shit I got to worry about.
Yeah. But, I mean, people think quads are somehow safer, but they're not. They can be, they're like turning. When you're going fast and turning, you can fucking roll a quad real fucking easy.
Yeah, you got to know how to shift your weight and do all that shit. And then especially when you're getting chased, it's a lot harder too, because then you can't just squeeze between 2 little ass cars with a bike. So you're taking sidewalks, whatever the fuck you gotta do.
You ever been chased?
Yeah, last night.
Allegedly.
So what happened?
Nothing. They can't fuck with us. Like, come on. All I gotta do is turn around 3 times and get in traffic and you're fucked.
Wait. So, allegedly. Last night you were rolling.
Yep.
And who was it? Did the lights come on?
Hell yeah.
And when the lights come on, does that excite you? You're like, yeah, I got this bitch now.
No, I just think this guy's a dickhead and he's stupid, and why is he fucking with us? Because It's like, bro, you know that you're not going to catch us. But then sometimes they do catch people because there's like, we call them worms, new guys that get bikes and they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and then they panic and they're like, oh, freak the fuck out. So then they either like wreck, they fucking stall out, or fucking do something else stupid and then get caught. So
right.
Those are the guys that they're hoping to catch.
Right.
But the rest of us just chill. A lot of times I'll just cruise and let them sit behind us for a little bit, and then I'll just like boop, just make one move and then it's done. Like,
really, they're waiting for it?
Yeah. They're sitting there too. They're just.
Has there ever been a time where they chased you a little bit and then like, but it was like in a certain extent, like they were having fun and you were having fun?
Sometimes here, but I've been in other states. Like, allegedly when I was in Atlanta, bro, that shit was crazy. That shit out there is nuts. Like, no, they're allowed to hit you there. And they have battering rams on their shit, and they kill people. Last year, they killed somebody. And then my other homie, Joey Glocks, this fool, the cop hit this fool, then drove his ass into the curb and crushed his leg, crushed his bike, and he's in a whole ass thing with them right now over it. He just got better now to where he's cool. He could ride, but
out there.
Bro, that shit is crazy. They don't play out there. They try to hit me, try to fuck me up and everything. I was gone. I had to get out on them. Their helicopter, everything. I had to take them to the airport so I could lose the helicopter. Bro, that shit was GTA 5.
You gotta take them to the airport.
Crazy. Yeah, Georgia's on some other shit, man.
No fly zone.
No fly zone.
You gotta think about shit. This is shit that, like, people that come into this bike shit don't know. Like, they gotta educate themselves on things like this. Like, all right, you're getting chased and you got helicopters. All right,
this is the mistake most people made coming in this world. They just don't know.
But I mean, I mean, there's also a part of me that's like, maybe you're built for this kind of shit, Danny.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dan, you're built for it if anybody is.
No,
Danny.
no, I'm not trying to say it like that. I'm trying to say it like, I mean,
go with him, Chumhan. Why
listen,
can't you roll with him on
I
the
could
car?
roll with him. You know why? I want to be real.
I would like this.
All right, listen. You want to know why?
Why?
You want to know why?
Your skin ain't dark enough, boy. Why?
No.
Except my wife won't let me.
That's right.
There you go.
Oh,
That's
exactly.
right. My wife's skin is dark, and she gonna fucking rip my dick off if I get hurt.
On a bike?
Because Tigra, my daughter, she
Right.
don't. My wife don't play
brother,
that.
one thing.
And
Dog,
believe
my
you me,
son,
if there-
my son showed up wanting to ride a motorcycle, I'd be bummed the fuck out, dude.
No.
That's that
I've
old
lost
Jewish guilt right there,
close
bro.
I've lost friends
Straight up.
in my life.
You've lost
I lost
friends.
friends early on.
Yeah.
I lost 3 friends early on.
Yeah.
Got taken out, and it was on all 3. It wasn't even their fault.
Right.
2 were sitting on both on a bike.
Right.
Got taken out. The other 2, one just got ran over. And the other one just got waiting at a light. Just got taken out by a motherfucking cab.
Listen, I've ridden bikes through L.A. I've done it. And I wasn't married and all that other stuff. And I wasn't trying to do anything crazy either. I wasn't like trying
And you
to...
almost got killed.
No. But the bike slid out from me at least once or twice. And I definitely fucked up my entire side of the leg. And I pretended like it didn't hurt, all that other shit. But every time I took a shower, it was like fucking fire on my fucking shit.
I laid a 750 turbo down on La Cienega on that on ramp. They had a 750 turbo Kawasaki.
Yeah.
And when you hit a certain amount of RPMs, this turbo kicked in.
Yeah.
And I was just getting on the bike. It wasn't even my bike, bro. And I was borrowing it for like a few hours. And I got on, and I was going too fast on this fucking on-ramp.
Yeah.
And I go, and I'm going to look, and it fucking shot out from under me, the fucking bike, man. And back then, I ended up having to pay fucking hundreds of dollars
Hey,
to get
my
this guy's
dad-
bike fixed.
my
Look,
dad-
My whole shit was fucking...
My dad was 360 pounds, but he was always trying to like fucking do some fucking bike
Ninja shit?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
So he had a real big ass Kawasaki fucking dirt bike, street legal, right? Big fucker.
Enduro.
I don't know what it was. But it was a real dirt bike, and it was in Arizona where they got the washers on and other stuff. So he would ride around, but he was only on the pavement, right? He would ride around, and he would be mixing those giant fucking venti-sized fucking rum and cokes, and with the neighbors, right?
This is that.
He had
Drinking
one
rum and cokes out there on the fucking...
fat as fuck. Swear to God. Now listen,
It's the best.
he had a monster client. Steve Clapp, if you're listening to this, you don't pay him my money, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. But Steve Clapp is son to the Weyerhaeuser fortune up in Washington, which is the biggest logging, one of the biggest ones in the world. Guy's worth $350 million. And my dad ingratiated himself with him, right? So this guy, Steve Clapp, who only went to like boarding schools and, hair plugs, all that stuff, want to be a tough guy. So my dad had him and Lou and everybody out in there drinking. And this guy, Steve Clapp, got on the bike, was going around the neighborhood circle. And then when he went in front of the guys, he was smoking a cigar too. When he went in front of the guys, Steve Clapp stood up on the pegs and he lifted his head and had the cigar clenched in his teeth, right? And he was like, ah! And he ran smack into someone's house.
Oh, shit.
And fucked his whole face up, fucked everything up, bro.
What's his name?
Steve Clapp, 2 P's.
Steve Clapp got clapped on. He clapped
He
himself.
got clapped, all right.
Yeah,
He
he
got-
fucking clappy.
Have you ever seen guys like showing
Chowderhead.
off and maybe they went like a worm showing off?
Oh, it's all the time. Everybody that is in bike life that has a camera always says it. As soon as you bust out the camera, everybody tries
Crash.
to go crazy. They're like, "This is my
Pull out the
moment."
camera and they all start falling off
they
the
all
side.
think this is my moment to shine, and then
big break.
that's when they fucked up.
They
That's
last
the moment.
time
That's
too much.
That's the
too
moment.
quick.
Yeah, they got too juiced up on that shit.
Yeah.
because that shit goes
So you
bad
gotta be careful when you
sometimes.
pull the camera out.
Oh no!
You gotta wait for the crash.
I just gotta keep shooting. Is
Yeah.
what the thing is. 'Cause
Yeah.
sometimes I'll like, oh fuck, I'll be right behind them when they wreck, so I gotta
gotta look out and
swerve out the
swerve.
way
Yeah.
and not run over the motherfucker. So that's why it's like hard because I'm one hand's on the wheel across my body and everything. So it's like
Right,
fuck.
but see, the reason why I was saying
crazy.
that Danny's built for this is not to gas him up, but I was thinking about the last time we talked to Danny. He was down in the middle of the protests and fucking on the front lines facing crazy fucking, I can only imagine the adrenaline that was going on at that time. And then before that, dude, you were in combat and stuff. So I'm thinking to myself, how does a guy like Danny, you know what I mean? Like, how do you say, all right, well, now it's time for you to get your little house and your 2-car garage and you're going to lay down and chill out and fucking, right? No, am I wrong?
No, you're right. Hey, that's that's the thing that I've probably been battling with right now, like the most in my life, like, because since that last thing, like my marriage is gone to shit, is fucking done, so everything's kind of like gone awry.
Yeah, I know that was another kind of thing. Without me speaking out of term, you were kind of going through that, and would you say that you kind of pursuing this was kind of something that came along with the separation? Like you took advantage of that to kind of find yourself, or
I kind of
up out of it, and you know?
I kind of I think I like got involved in it for the same reason everybody else is involved in it. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And that's to get away, to like escape. But then I like complicated it by doing other shit, you know, that wasn't conducive to that part of my life. So I fucked that all up.
Right, because you just dove in, dove in, right?
I just like went all the way in and fucking used that and just ran, you know?
Right.
So
Let me
that
ask you
shit
a question,
fucked my whole
because
shit up.
it's not just vets or whatever, but I've been reading about. I did a lot of reading about the drone guys. Not just the guys that sit back and pilot the drones and then the intelligence that goes in, but the teams that are working with the drone guys once they get a target and they get the green light. And those guys that are waiting for the drones to give the targets and give the green light, like they're waiting. They're not like, we don't want to go out again. They're pumping up and waiting for the next mission because they want that's how they're built. They want to have that fucking situation.
Oh yeah, the hunt.
And then when these guys come home, right? I'm like reading about it, and I'm like, you know, and it's a pretty, like, it happens a lot. A lot of these guys have a hard time trying to settle back down into some kind of domestic situation when they've been like 3 or 4 years out there in a real situation with different things going on. What do you think? Do you think, I mean, of course it's possible, but I guess what I'm trying to get to is, what kind of work would be required for somebody to be able to let that go so that they would settle down, or is that maybe not possible?
Fuck, I don't even know. You see me fidgeting, I'm buttoning up my jacket over here, like,
yeah.
Hey man, you know? There's a dude. You're on. I'm gonna make a comparison, right?
Go ahead.
A similarity right now, because he is going there, and he's seeking that. Now, if you were to backtrack and start looking at motorcycle clubs,
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
When they really started growing in the 60s, right? In the 70s, half of it was compiled of vets. Vets that felt like they had been done wrong and left out. Vets that were almost rebels and that were going to ban up because they showed up and they were shit on. And now all they had was each other.
Right.
And they jumped on these bikes with nowhere to go except their unity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
There's no coincidence that looks like this right now for him in this day and age. It's still seeking out, where do I go to feel comfortable or fulfill? Except I need to find my tribe that also lives on the edge as well.
Well, so here's the thing. Ian,
that on the road, nobody can stop me type of mentality. That guy.
Unclench your fists.
But that guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
There's
but
a bond that they need to deal with, to live in this world. They've got to have that.
Yeah, but there's a disparity between, like, what you're saying makes total sense to me. And I've been reading in preparation for Black History Month because I'm like, all right, Sean was like, but the person I'm reading on is a dude from L.A. I won't give too many details. But he's a dude from L.A. who fought in World War II and was one of the bravest motherfuckers.
Again.
When he came back, right? And now, when he was over there were certain things he was fighting for. Part of what he was fighting for. There was also the camaraderie and all that stuff. But there was something that he was fighting for that when he came back, the world that was ready for him there wasn't really about that. It was a different world. That's a World War II experience. Does that experience translate to you?
It's just like, all right, remember last time I was here, I said I had not been with a woman that loved me. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that became a whole thing, a narrative in my life after I said that. So I had to further explain, like, I'm not a normal person. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not like some dude that didn't have all this crazy ass shit that we've talked about before happening in my life and everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
right.
like my intention behind saying that is like everybody, I think it goes for everybody. Everybody needs to be loved a certain way, right? And everybody needs to be loved different. We just all have different love languages. Now imagine figuring that out with somebody that's been through all the shit I've been through. Like, it makes it even that more difficult.
Sure, the more
dude, not only that, but I'll put it even out here like this, because my girl and I go through this a little bit. And that is this: the expectations that society for the last 30 years has instructed people to think what love looks like is at odds with the realities of a real partnership.
Yeah. 100,000%.
Right? Like you're saying love languages and da-da-da-da-da, and that's true. But there's another piece that's beyond that, which is like, and when I say I'm dealing with it, I mean that my girl and I are going through these various stages together. And there's things that I thought when I was 20, things that she thought when she was 20 that love was supposed to be, right? And it looks a lot like what's been pumped by the media into everybody. So you buy silly shit, basically.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, a working partnership, as you know, with dudes probably in a platoon or a fucking outfit, there's sometimes fighting, there's sometimes this, that, and the other thing. That's part of it. That has to be part of it. It's not gonna look like, but to get to the place in an outfit where the communication signals are looks, so nobody has to explain themselves and all that other stuff. It's a lot of actual work. It takes a long time to get there with a group of people.
Yeah.
And in a relationship, the feeling of love doesn't mean that you're going to be able to communicate properly with the other person. That's just a feeling.
Yeah, because the way that I've been taught, and I'm sure for Lucky too, is like when we were younger, like we were never taught to communicate. Like, you shut the fuck up. Keep that shit to yourself. Mind your business. Don't fucking mind nobody else's business. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I went to the military. Military is the same fucking way.
That's
like,
right.
we don't talk. We use hand signals. Like, shut the fuck up, man up. Let's go do this, this, and this, and this. And then you come back and there people are like, hey, you got to use your words. You're like,
you got to communicate. Tell me how you're feeling.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck? Like, but to be honest,
that's
like,
society.
Yeah, but to be honest, like, the people that I've been learning the most from about that shit is my kids.
Right.
Our kids nowadays, their emotional intelligence is so crazy. It's remarkable. Like, I sit down with my daughter and she'll talk to me and I'll be like, what the fuck? I'm like, wow.
Right.
Like, you're tapped in.
I agree with you that they're close to the source.
Dude, I'll tell you something, man.
Our generation's still dealing with so much trauma, bro. Like,
for real.
Like, generational trauma that we've endured because of where we've come from.
We've endured and perpetuated unknowingly.
You know?
Man, dude, think about the amount of knowledge that a 15-year-old kid has today. Knowledge. I'm not saying experience.
Right.
Knowledge.
Right.
Compared to when I was 15. Simply didn't have access to everything you have. But what does that do? Like, what?
It does too. It does a couple of things. Now, number one, this is another thing that I deal with in that regard. And that is, there is a lot of knowledge, right? And so a person can actually feel like, I know about this. But the problem with it is that it's surface level knowledge.
It's not experiential.
Right. So, like, it's a hard navigation because I have people in my firm that I work with that are like Generation Z type people. And they have been exposed to a bunch of knowledge, and it's not even necessarily experience. Man, there's also a lack in our society of how to critique knowledge. Like, you don't need a whole lot of experience to hear these messages or read an article and know, like, wait a minute, there's certain elements that are missing or the logic doesn't flow. Right. If you're not educated in understanding like this premise does not lead to the next premise, but you're just reading the information from a surface level, you're not even going to be able to evaluate the intelligence of that article. And you may go back talking about, well, what love is we're supposed to do X and I'm supposed to do Y and you're supposed to feel this. And man, I've been thinking about this so much with my girl. I'm building and my way I look at it now between my wife and I'm building an empire. And I'm not saying that lightly. I'm not saying like, oh, that's what every man and woman say when they fucking get married for 3 years and then divorce. No, I'm talking about what I'm trying to build is more important than my own personal needs.
Right, bro. Yes.
But it doesn't look like always flowers. It also looks like letting my family discipline me.
Are you trying to take care of family members you never even met before?
No. Okay. No. Oh, you mean in generations to come?
Right.
Yes. But in order to do that, there are some things that I do that aren't good enough for that. There are some things that's been shown to me it's not good enough for that. Right? And that's not about, and it goes the other way too. I'm not some fucking dude that just lets people walk. But the thing of it is that if what I'm trying to build is something for generations to come, that means my wife's generations to come too. That means my daughter's generations to come too. It's beyond what it is that I'm thinking about for me personally. And I'm not perfect at it. I mean, there's pieces that are missing from there and that I'm working on.
Well, it's kind of what I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know about Jeffrey, Mr. D's manager, but me personally, at this age and where I'm at in life, I have a lot of the things I want on a day-to-day.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Sure. Really nice condo that's paid for. No car note. Of course, you know? Good health. But I have the things. What I'm doing is I'm building for Vincent and Sophia, my grandson.
Right.
I'm at this to hand that thing off. What do I want?
Right.
This is not about me at this stage again. There was time for that in my life.
Right.
That I maybe didn't take care of, but this is now has nothing to do with me.
Right.
You know.
What does that make you think about, Danny, when you hear Steve and I talk about that?
I don't know. Just this whole conversation went a whole different direction. I was like, oh shit. Like this shit got deep.
Work.
I'm like, fuck.
I don't know.
How many kids do you have again, Danny?
4.
It's 4. Man, these kids are gorgeous, bro. When he
bet.
puts up videos with his kids, chasing them around and playing with them.
Yeah, that's my light.
That's your light, man.
Yeah.
Is that what's that do to you, man? When you come out of the real world and you're with your kids, you know what is?
That's probably been the hardest thing is like dealing with that whole aspect of co-parenting and like trying to figure that out and like not get into this whole cycle of emotions and trying to like keep it cool and like, you know.
I know that kids at a small age when they're young like that, somewhere in them, either they talk about it when they're young or they wait and they talk about it older. But naturally, kids, they want their parents to be together. And when parents split for no matter what it is, better, for whatever it might be, the kids don't understand all that is involved. And I think a lot of times, man, kids are somewhat sad that they're...
For sure.
I was very happy that my parents split. So I didn't believe that everybody felt sad. But I think most kids feel sad about it.
Oh, yeah. Because they'll like cry. Like they'll be with me and cry to go with her. And then they'll go with her and cry to be with me. And then they'll be... So it's like a fucking thing. Like, oh, it's time for you to go back with mom. I don't want to go back with mom. You know? So like, that shit is the most heartbreaking thing ever.
And the thing of it is like, I don't even think in terms.
Or how about you go to pick up your kid and your kid don't want to come with you?
Oh, that's.
I mean, this goes both ways.
It happens.
Right.
It happened. It happened to me last week.
And it's like hard.
Yeah.
Cartel
that is hard, bro.
Not to take it personally.
Yeah. Absolutely, got to be a parent.
Yeah.
Got to be an adult.
Cartel last week didn't want to do that. He didn't want to come with me, But Osi wanted to come with me, so I just took one of them lessons.
Right.
So
Couldn't make everybody happy.
I'm like, all right, whatever you want.
Make it happen.
Yeah, when I think about that, and I think about my daughter, I think about, like, I don't put it in terms of happy that they got divorced or sad that they got divorced. I don't really think about it like that because I don't even know if I'd even be honest with myself, like in protecting my own feelings. I don't even know if I'd be honest looking at it and be like, well, I was glad they got divorced, or I was sad they got divorced. I don't know. But the thing that stuck with me the most, more than anything else, in terms of just food for thought, was a theorist that was talking about one of the crucial questions for every human is, where did I come from? Like, you know, there's millions of theories and we got science and all sorts of shit. But at the immediate level, you know, as a child, you came from two humans coming together and boning or whatever. Eventually, you know that. And the issue then becomes that those two make up, no matter which, if the kid knows it or doesn't know it or acknowledges at a surface level or doesn't, that kid immediately associates their complete being with those two halves. There's no way. So, and that's the first information that comes in. So as the child's developing whoever they are, they're comparing and contrasting. I'm more like this, I'm more like that. What am I like, right? So the relationship between those two halves that came together to create the existence of the person that's actually doing the questioning, that relationship, without me saying which one is better or worse, I'm not even going to say that. I'm just saying that whole thing is highly influential on how the child's identity is developed, at how they think their existence or the answer to the question of how did I come about,
right,
flows from that. So when I think about, dude, all right, I'll tell you one. I used to fucking argue with my wife, right? And we still do from time to time, but we argue differently now. But there was a time where I took a little bit of man fucking pride and trying to put my wife in her place, and I will be able to because I'm an argumentative motherfucker, and I keep going sometimes.
How with your wife though?
Even with my wife, that's part of the reason why she loves me. I'll tell you that, or at least respects me. I'm not some fucking punk dude that's not gonna push back. And she might not admit it in the moment, but there's times where after she denied everything, later would come back and be like, I thought about what you said and it's right. Okay. So in my mind, I thought, okay, that's a dance that we do. I wasn't even taking personally the arguments or whatever it was. I'm just saying, this is how she hears, this is how I hear, we're going to push, we're both lawyers, so like, that's normal, right? And I was doing that in front of the baby. Right? Nothing major. I wasn't like throwing fucking plates against the wall, but I was just talking loud and saying shit, right? And then one day, it dawned on me that the baby, whether she thinks she understands or doesn't, is being influenced by the way my wife and I are relating to each other.
Energy.
Of course.
Your energy.
Hell yeah. She's taking notes on all of it.
Right. And even though I may, and my wife may be play acting a little bit, the baby
Don't know that.
So and this is hard for me to do, I took a conscious choice. And I'm telling you, bro, there are times that I work a full day.
You made a conscious decision that you weren't going to do this in front of your kid. Did you make that decision alone?
Yes.
That you weren't going to bite?
You know why?
But she's not in on that.
You know why? Because I was about to tell her. No, I actually had told her. I said, hey, watch how you talk to me in front of our daughter, because our daughter doesn't know. And you can't be saying shit like that in front of the daughter, right?
Hell no.
Okay.
Never.
Right? Like, and if I talk back to you like that in front of our girl
That's
daughter, you would flip the fuck out.
Right. You don't want that shit.
So I had said that shit, right? But I was still engaging in the argument shit, right? And, boy, I'm telling you. And like, I make breakfast for the baby every day. I'm also an attorney, work all day. I lift weights. I come home. I do the shopping. I bring the thing. I do at least 1/3 of the fucking cooking and planning, right? And carrying in the heavy shit, right? And then there's times where I've done everything that I'm supposed to do, and I come in, and my wife's first thing will be like, can you please blah, 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 blah? Like one more fucking task.
Fuck that shit, dude. Fuck living like that.
Listen. This is I'm honoring you because you were honest, so I'm going right to it.
Fuck that shit, huh? Fuck that.
Danny's like, I don't know what I'm saying. Listen, all I'm saying, he's like, I don't know. Listen, though. So she'd be like this, right? She'd be like,
to hell with that.
She'd be like, can you please get some more fucking, that thing is not off the floor or whatever, right? And I'll be like, get my fucking face. You see me, that's probably why I snapped on Schwartz. I'm really yelling at my, so I'm like,
You're the cleaning guy.
All of a sudden,
you're cracking cleaning guy.
I said to myself, I'm building an empire and I love this woman and then love the baby. There will be a time for us to address that maybe she's putting too much sauce on it, but it's not now when I'm in my feelings. Damn. Okay? Because we will. I'll pull her aside and be like,
promise?
I've already done it.
Okay.
I pulled her aside and said, listen, I want you to understand how it comes off.
Yeah.
Right? When I come home.
What was she doing all day?
Oh, she's working too. But she's watching the baby working, but she's my law partner, so she's right there with me, right?
Uh-huh.
And so in the law firm, I'm the oldest attorney and I'm the most experienced, so I run it.
So you guys are together all day, though?
Yes, we are.
And we are.
We're fucking, working, and living and parenting all damn day. And to be honest with you, it works way better than it should. We don't actually.
That's a lot of time together.
Right.
A lot of time together, bro.
For real. Like, no, like, it's healthy to have some time apart, you know?
I mean, I do.
He comes to this hard luck show.
That's why I love Saturdays.
That's his motorcycle club, bro.
That is. This hard luck show is the motorcycle club.
For him.
I come in here and say whatever. It's all my fucking mind.
Uh-huh.
And it is. And also, when I get up
Schwartz, too.
When I get up in the morning.
Schwartz, this is your motorcycle club, right?
When I get up in the morning.
Mike, too. Sean, too.
Hard, too. Hey, but when I get up.
You, too.
Ali,
your
too.
Motorcycle club.
Get away from your
listening.
mom.
You too.
Mr. and Mrs. Earbuds, you too. But in the morning's my away time. When I'm lifting weights, I get up at 4 so that, and I don't.
So that you have that.
Yeah, I run and get it.
That's right.
Every day. And then in the office, I got the door closed and I'm running the show, so it doesn't. But my point in saying all that, it's good deflection technique, Danny. Danny was like, enough about me. What about your marriage?
Let's get back to like what's going to happen next with Danny.
Yeah.
Burnout.
Yeah, what's happening?
What's on the calendar?
Yeah, come on.
And Danny, we are going to do some more collab work. Me and you. Some brand building stuff together.
Yeah, I'm with it.
And talk more cookie stuff, like do some vibe stuff with you. Maybe we figure out some Supermax plays.
Yeah.
With Mike.
Yep.
Maybe we can collab with you and Mike. But what do you have on the calendar this year? Let us know. Where are you going to be? What you got? What you dropping?
This year, February, I'm going to Miami. Huge ride out over there. I just came back from Colombia. Setting up stuff in Colombia. So, like, I was the first one trying to, like, build something there so that everybody from America could just go and it's all taken care of.
How the whores in Colombia? Did you get a whore while you were down there?
Fuck no, it's disgusting to me.
Oh, I hear all these great stories. And
but not a
whore. They're disgusting. That's it.
No, it's just like
listen. Thank God we got that out of the way. Listen,
Let's
it's
not
disgusting.
talk about it.
I don't even like it.
Yeah.
But it's a crazy question.
Fake huge tits.
Oh, who likes that? That's disgusting.
Hey, everybody over there has tits and ass over there. It's crazy. You're just like, it's a
What
factory.
a bummer.
That's terrible.
Everything over there is just like built like that.
You know what? That's horrible.
So what are you?
You know what I
going
like
on?
is diversity.
What do you got coming? I know.
That's what I like. You know what I
Boring
mean?
over there.
More natural. Where's the
Boring. You
nature?
hang with the guys, man.
That's
You're out
not
there
right.
kicking it with the fellas.
Fuck
Tom.
these magazines and all the pressure.
Yeah. So what's coming up for 2022?
Yeah.
What do you have in 2022 coming up? You're going to Miami. Big
And
ass
Colombia.
ride next month.
No.
Unfortunately, he's got to go to
No.
Colombia. He's only doing it for the
So
Thailand.
now I'll probably be going to Colombia like every.
2
I'm gonna
weeks.
try to come like every month or every couple months.
Amsterdam once a month.
Every couple
I
months.
was wondering why you lost all that weight. I don't know. You look like you're doing a lot of exercise. I
You're
don't know.
looking lean, though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I switched my diet. I'm not.
What do you
trying to
want
eat like
now?
shit.
Eating pussy only.
That's it.
Only if it's vegan.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, shade grown pussy. It's only shade grown pussy.
What
I
are you
get it.
planning to do?
Fair
with all
trade.
the-
Oh, sorry. Blue Eyes is trying to do a real show. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me stop talking about.
What are you planning to do with the footage?
So I'm actually building stuff to try to get a movie started, like a series from HBO or Netflix. So we already started filming, doing all our stuff, and I just been building with everybody. All those teams, they have like Bay Area has like 2 active crew and chicken shit. Like we have Watts, Compton, LA, Bike Life, all that shit here, and then
like a docu-series.
Yeah. So, but I know everybody from all over the nation now, pretty much, and yeah, I think I could add to the culture, you know. So that's what I want to do.
But what about this? Are you gonna be like once? Let's say, what about being a director? What about making movies?
Yeah, I think you'll get in there.
Do you have aspirations to do that beyond just you're in this life? But like, do you see yourself becoming like an artist?
Yeah, I don't think that this is my end all. I don't think my photography is going to be my end all stuff. I think that my stuff is going to be producing, directing, because of that's what I do. My network is crazy. Like, I could go anywhere pretty much, and I could get and tie in and do stuff and develop shit. And for all the people that we know in our crew, like, I just link people in and I feather through like all the people and see who's a piece of shit, who's not, and who deserves it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to put everybody on. Like, everybody don't get everything.
Right.
That's the thing everybody doesn't get is everybody thinks that because they know me or they have this and that, and I give something to somebody, that they deserve it. No, you don't deserve that shit. Like, show me you deserve it. Show me that you ain't a piece of shit. Show me that you're loyal. Like, all that shit. Everything that I try to form my shit around is the same pretense that SA is built around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all support each other. We all filter through each other. Like, bro, I'm the youngest one out of the crew, and I've known these guys for 20 years. Like, you know, like, we don't let people in SA that's not somebody that's valid. Like, that's a big thing for everybody here. So I fucking feel like I'm gonna carry that on in with what I do. So anybody that fucks with me, I gotta make sure you're not a piece of shit. You're not gonna embarrass us. You're not gonna make us look bad. And I need to know who you are.
Right.
So if I can't do that, you don't get shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you hear that? You don't get shit if you can't do that.
So
I love it, man.
Yeah.
And just one more thing. What's your Instagram so like people can check out some of that footage?
Bro, they need to see your
Fucking
footage.
Amazing.
My Instagram is Westgrown, West_grown, WEST_GROWN.
Fuck
And then you could see everybody, all my crew, everybody I fuck with is on my page. You go follow them, check them all out, tap in. You'll see all the collabs coming up this year.
Yep.
We
Keep
got
an
shit
eye on
coming
my
out.
boys onto some shit. You'll see them on my Instagram as well. We're gonna be doing some things. So let's keep it moving, man. Thank you, Danny, for coming on the show. You know this is always this is like your home too, man. So you let's keep it up. Let's not wait a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we are.
And we'll make sure that we tag everybody and add everybody correctly when your post goes up. And when the show goes up, and good shit. Chumhan, what you got?
I got go to YouTube to see Westgrown as well.
Yes.
You see, it was that guy. I saw the guy with the prosthetics, with the metal prosthetics.
Yeah,
was that dude?
That's Lane.
Lane. This shit
you'll
looks
see.
fucking fan. Where is this shot at?
This is in the hood.
It looks like
Bounty Hunter's hood.
Oh, that's Watt.
Nickerson Gardens.
That's the garden.
You see that
Avalon
shit?
Imperial.
Nickerson Gardens, what?
Look at that.
In the trenches.
I love that. Yeah, so you can catch it all on YouTube too.
Yeah.
So Instagram,
That's my
YouTube.
boy's son right there.
What's his name? Do you remember?
Beely.
Beely.
yeah.
What up, Beely?
Look at the watch.
Look at that.
He got a Rolex watch, Rolex chain.
Man.
Don't get the shit fucked up.
Dude, he's already taller than Bushwick Bill.
You hear?
All right. Listen.
All right. www.supermaxhardware.com. Check out some gear. Go to Cosmic Demise. Check it out. Let's go to Sean at movemental.media
Right.
for some, podcasts or some music produced. Mike Angelo Photography for some fantastic film. Go to Cosmic Demise and buy some gear from my boy Ali. Ovando Bowen. They wear braids to court. Go check out my man. We got Schwartz. Schwartz, he does a number of things. He produces film, TV, music, and showrunner.
Hey, Mr. D's here and he wants to say something.
Luck Show.
Hold on. Hey, Mr. D, we can't hear you. Can you please speak up? All right, here comes Mr. D.
I'm Mr. D, and you should listen to the Hard Luck Show because that's the realest motherfucking podcast all around. Stop fucking playing.
Yeah!
What do you think about that?
With that, I'd like to say adios, amigos.
Hard Luck Show, bitches. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.